Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about the most common tech stacks, choices for creating your own, and my personal favorite. Before we start, you should know what is a tech stack. Well, a tech stack is a set of technologies used to build an application. In this video, I am going to go over the programming side of things, which would include programming languages, tools, and frameworks. Now let's get into it. First off, we have the front-end options, the three biggest being Vue.js, Angular, and React. So first, the pros and cons of Vue. Some pros are that it's easy to learn, it's simple, and it is simple integration. However, some cons are that there's not many users, and because of this, as a result, there's not many experienced users. Next, React.js. Some pros are that it's easy to learn, it has great performance, and it has reusable components. There's also many users that use React.js, which makes it really great. Some cons, however, is that it's always changing, so it could be great one day and not so great another. Finally, AngularJS. Some pros are that it's open source, it's backed by Google, and it is DOM manipulation. This means you can access all parts of a web page with Angular. Some cons, however, is that it's not very secure. Then on to some UI frameworks. We first have BOOTSTRAP. We also have BULMA and TAILWIND, but I'll get to those in a second. So BOOTSTRAP has good documentation, it's very responsive, and has a great grid system. This is what makes it so well known. However, some cons is that there's much customization needed. Otherwise, it's not going to be unique and going to look like most other websites. Then on to BULMA. Some pros are that it's lightweight and responsive. Then on to TAILWIND. Some pros are that it's responsive and secure. However, some cons are that it makes code hard to read and it's hard to learn. Now onto the back end. We have FLASK, NODEJS, ExpressJS, Golang, Ruby on Rails, and Django. Some pros for FLASK are that it is high performance and it's easy to use in simple cases. However, some cons are that it's not good for big companies, it's complex in big cases, and there's no authenticator features. And this could be a downside for a lot of people. Then on to Node.js. Some pros are that it's efficient, asynchronous, and supported by many. It's also easy to learn. And it does not have very many cons, which is why it's so far used. On to Ruby on Rails. Some pros are that it is a great community and many helpful libraries. However, some cons are that it's always changing and it is a slow performance. On to Django now. Some pros are that it's implemented in Python. This could be a con for some people, but if you enjoy Python like myself, you'll really like it. It's also very scalable, so it's good for very big projects and it can get bigger and bigger. However, a con of this is that it's not good for very small projects. On to Golang. Some pros are that it's fast, easy to learn, and scalable. However, some cons is that it's still new and there's a lack of virtual machine. Finally, last but not least, is ExpressJS. Some pros are that it's simple, flexible, and open source. However, some cons are that it's single threading, not good. It does not have good organization. I'm now going to discuss SQL and NoSQL databases. So my personal favorite as an SQL database, and the most well-known is MySQL, or MySQL, is more commonly known. Some pros are that it's portable and secure. Some cons, however, is that it's not good debugging systems, and it's not good with large databases. Mongo is a NoSQL database. Some pros are that it has high speed and simple. Some cons is that it has a limited data size. When choosing one of these, a lot of people choose it based off of if they want SQL or NoSQL. Now onto the most common tech stacks. The first one is Mean, or Mongo, Express, Angular, and Node.js. And as you can see in this picture, they actually tell you what each of them are for. And most people do want a UI framework. So for that, you're going to want to choose one on your own. My favorite is Bootstrap, but you can really choose whatever you want. Now, the Moon tech stack is the other really big one. It includes MongoDB, ExpressJS, React, and Node.js. This is the other big one. I do prefer this over the mean tech stack because you'll notice the only difference is that it replaces the A in mean, the Angular, with React, the R. And I do prefer React to Angular. So now my personal favorite includes React, Bootstrap, Django, Node.js, and MySQL. This is my favorite because I've enjoyed working with all of these frameworks. I hope you enjoyed today's video and stick around for the next one.